I said he's not here right now at this moment in time.
Our government has spared no expense.
No expense was spared.
You certainly spared no expense.
Our government has spared no expense.
That's right, no expense has been spared.
The department spares no expense on the funeral.
Oh, they spare no expense on their prisons.
The capital has spared no expense.
My dad spared no expense. You've only turned 15 once.
Absolutely spectacular design. Spared no expense.
Travelling between Orkney and Shetland and the Scottish mainland are still being forced to pay over the odds for using these services. That, Deputy President.
For you. And so the people who can make those editorial decisions and make them well are enormously valuable to Warner Music and to our competitors and to other content companies. That's not to suggest that then everybody else in the company should be paid over the odds, but those people are very well paid, and the levels of those pay packages are simply things with which private equity was completely unfamiliar.
Now, as I understand it, Elon Musk has publicly said, I want freedom of speech on Twitter, and I'm willing to pay over the odds to acquire this company. So then, what do the people who oppose him want really? You want more money.
Prices that we're paying for players these days is that people get really wedded to one player. They think that this is the guy, we need to have him, and we're willing to pay over the odds.
Beatrix Potter purchased Hilltop Farm for the sum of £2,805. A lot of the locals thought she was just a silly southerner who'd probably paid way over the odds. But
if we weren't paying over the odds for our popcorn, the theaters might not be able to survive. Number 3.
And that sweet spot for when you're not paying over the odds and you're sort of, with any luck, getting what you pay for is sort of between £7 and £17.
I've scrimped and I've sacrificed.
I scrimped and saved my whole life to afford a place like this.
Scrimped and saved for 10 years to get me this ring.
Folks, scrimped and saved working in our family hardware store.
Have you no heart? We all scrimped and saved to give it to him.
So this is why we scrimp and save to send our kids to that school, huh?
Yeah, we had to scrimp and save.
Be that as it may, I was the one who scrimped and saved during the lean time.
We have scrimped and saved for that money.
Well, I scrimped and I saved and
My husband and I scrimped and saved for so many years.
Actually, it's a lot of scrimping and saving and relying.
Just some judicious scrimping and saving, that's all.
Yep. My mom scrimped and saved.
You must have scrimped and saved for these.
We've been scrimping and saving.
After scrimping and saving for years.
Your idea of a chance at him was uncorroborated statements from an informant who was doing hard time and who would sell his own mother to get his sentence reduced.
Anymore, we're back to scrimping and saving.
Sell out his own grandmother to get reelected.
They'd probably sell its own mothers to make a buck.
I knew you would sell your mother for an Etruscan babe.
Fast Tony would sell his own mother for a great...
No expense spared, all right?
Now, tablecloths.
No expense spared, and you can.
I've a room booked at the G.
Oh, fancy.
No expense spared.
Only the best for Jack Scanlon. No expense spared.
We spared no expense. Really spectacular. Spared no expense. Spared no expense.
But it won't break the bank, the exchange.
No expense shall be spared.
The most important life-affirming event in a boy's life. So spare no expense. Break the bank.
So your father and I have decided to break the bank and send you to see a real psychiatrist.
One that won't break the bank.
We've got to keep things cheap and cheerful.
Watson, this is no time to be a penny pinch. That address could lead us to our killer.
I talked him into it, the old penny pincher.
But that doesn't mean you have to let him penny pinch you like that.
We're not going to let some two-faced penny pincher steal this from you.